50-50s against Sinji, who's almost expecting it in a way and willing to wait you out.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of... What am I trying to say here, man? It kind of makes me think of the Wolf factor. Not the same character, Wolf and Link, by any stretch of the imagination, but it just makes you think, yeah, you know, Link's got this crazy priority on his neutral air. Yeah, you know, like, he creates all these crazy 50-50s, but like you just said, how much is Pac-Man going to care about that? Not just because Sinji himself is, you know, expectant of that, but because Pac-Man likes to play his little RTS game and hang back. You mentioned it earlier that for that very reason, Pac-Man, he's got some mixed matchups the higher up we go here and there, but he's generally considered a top-tier character for a reason in that what he does not have, you know, easy inherent counterplay. It really takes a character, or a player, I should say, with strong fundamentals to know how to work around that. And I think Delta is definitely more than capable of that here, as we are pretty much 1 minute into this game and virtually dead even.
Yeah, Delta picking his spots super well, and if you're going to lean into Sinji's defensive kind of play, almost said Shinji, but no, he's not the controller man today.
No, not yet.
If you're not yet, at least, if you're gonna be leaning into Sinji's defensive kind of play, then the best way to go about counterplaying is to poke him from a safe, non-committal distance and make him feel the pressure that comes with pulling up shield. That extra 11 frames of shield drop, they hurt. They definitely hurt. And having a Nair that's framed 6 out of shield and going through the shield drop isn't all that great when Boomerang is plus, or is rather, is safe and coming in from so far of such a far distance. Delta try playing this super well right now, letting his Boomerang do a ton of work, letting his bomb do a ton of work, and finding the follow-ups afterwards.
Yeah, that's kind of important, you know, not having to necessarily brawl against Pac-Man is pretty good. And even when he does have a shield, you know, so in the moments where he actually has to fight Pac-Man's normals, Delta should have him beat on that front pretty much outright. But Pac-Man, at the end of the day, he's got some pretty great ones in and of himself, and the key caught off guard, going to do it in the air, and now just setting up that hydrant by the ledge again to just re-get his bearings, and all of a sudden back up to, damn near 50%. One combo. The game is pretty much evened up. My goodness, Sinji out here doing Pac-Man's work.
If you're Pac God's work over here.
Pac God.
But what is a god to a non-believer? Link has faced his share of gods and come out swinging against the odds.
Yeah. Now swinging again, 63% on the part of Delta right now. Just hanging back and throwing some stuff against the hydrant, not dealing with it, but actually shielding a little bit too long and getting poked for it. But a beautiful tech right there off of the stun of the bell towards the left. That is like one of the only ways he could have survived that situation, with the way that he was about to get launched to the right. He might have just like been smash-eyeing that left to try to make sure he'd be able to get that tech on the wall to survive right there. And if he did, he is, you know, you talk about non-believers, because he is a god for that one, if that's what he intended to do, my friend. Delta trying to earn this W right now. 47% tacked on to tries, tacked on to Delta tries. 164 on his second stock.
The bomb keeps coming out though, and the safe pressure all the way across the stage, playing that full screen game that both these characters have the potential to do so. Sinji kind of running out of options when it comes to finding this kill. You can throw out these fairs and nairs out of shield all day, and I mean, Delta will just take them. Link's heavy enough at this point to not have to worry about dying anytime soon, as long as he holds center stage. And when you have a lead, playing center is just the way to go. Oh no.
Yeah, and that get-up attack is definitely not what he wanted. Gonna get caught right here. Oh my goodness, just only eating the first hit of the multi-hit up smash right there. Sinji somehow able to survive it, actually beating out that up B by going around the hitbox from the top with that down air. Sinji with a second lease on life right now after surviving two crazy, potentially unsurvivable situations in the one spot, getting around where he could. And now we got a ledge trap situation again. Forward throw should not do it here. It's Pac-Man, plus it's Link. We'll see the bomb play, though. How's Delta going to close this out?
Yeah, you wanted to hunt for a jump, but the more grabs you get, the closer it is that you're looking at up throw kill percent which may be the win condition for Delta Tri as we get into the latter half of this game, but the up B was certainly very overzealous, and he ate 35 for it. Gotta be careful not to let this game slip through your fingers. Things are getting a lot closer. Bell online, but it goes away.
Sinji knows where he's safe in situations like this. When the neutral is reset, when you're down to the last stock, when players start to get a little antsy, he's a zoner and a trapper character, Pac-Man is, you know? So he knows, like, what's safe in those situations and what isn't. Up throw, though, gonna do it here.
Yeah. The added rage making that percent come down little by little, and finally at 160. Yeah, it's gonna do it. But, I mean, you're exactly right. If Sinji was playing a whole lot safer than Delta Tri was in the final minutes of that game, because he knew what he could do against Delta Tri's immediate reversal options. A lot of times he's coming out of shield with things like Nair and back air and up B, all of which Pac-Man can play around and be safe. And with Bell as well in his pocket, that's safety with the threat to kill at 100%. But Delta Tri holding strong and now going to FD. This was not banned as Delta. He had shown to counterpick here before. Let's see if it could work wonders for Sinji as we see Pac-Man's grab beat out the spot dodge. Yep, that's Pac-Man things.
I was about to say, he's been known to counterpick here before because he's just sick of people getting around, you know, Link's shenanigans and what that neutral air that beats everything, or, you know, his projectiles by just sort of boarding those platforms a little bit and platform camping on them, despite, you know, platforms inherently not being the best in this game in terms of movement and getting off of them. So FD sort of makes sense, plus Link has got those projectiles to build the walls as that forward smash takes its stock. But this is also Pac-Man at the end of the day you're dealing with. As far as zoning goes, he arguably does that better than Link. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you're talking about Sinji and his bread and butter game of playing that RTS-based defense system, I feel like on a stage like this, he's going to have even easier of a time than doing it on a long one like Pokemon Stadium 2. So, it's definitely an interesting pick by Delta, to say the least.
Yeah, it's not banned because you're comfortable. You're at the very least comfortable here and comfortably taking that stock without it getting too out of hand. This is honestly just the Pac-Man tax going away, the ultimate tax in a lot of ways. The initial 64. But climbing to 95, you're feeling a lot more threatened in terms of what Sinji can do and the options that he can select. Oh, but the water boost? All right, what's he going to do? Oh, Sinji goes high, so he has to forcing Delta to reset and to try and catch his landing, which this bomb is doing excellently thus far.
Taking the moral high ground right there. Speaking of the bomb, you saw how that up B... You saw that up B actually, like, sent the bomb right back at Delta right there and switched out his edge guard. If Sinji meant to do that, that's incredible. But even if he didn't, the situation worked out for him regardless. And yeah, that Waterman, that is not the kind of move you want to eat while being launched from the water. Link's forward air, no. Insanely strong move, to say the least. But Sinji out here, you know, like, forcing this defense a little bit more. Still with the Galaga in hand right here off the level. Probably going to use this to make his way back to the level. He's gonna do it. No hits, but he's still able to get through.
You're still forcing the respect, and you still have to respect that reverse up B. Delta, whenever Delta's down, it comes through for him. When no one else will, reverse up B will be there.
It's not even in the literal sense, but that was technically an overextension. Like, you just pressed, like, one button where you really should have. I think he thought he could get away with that with the fact that he hit him in that burst game with a down air from above while Link was doing his aerial up B. You remember that. He actually got a kill on that in that same way, but that wasn't a down air that hits directly below you. That was Pac-Man's forward air that pretty much deliberately only hits in front of him. You can't get away with it the same way that you did with that move, my friend, unless he meant to do a down air and he misinputted, which I don't think is likely. Sinji might have potentially just lost this game because of that if things keep going against him.
Delta's holding shield for a very long time, and we're kind of seeing the inverse of Game 1, where Delta had a lead and Sinji started crawling his way back. Now we're seeing Delta start to whittle his way forward, trading so many times with Sinji, being able to block out the Bell with these falling nairs. So active and pushing away the Ghost as well on the S-Smash. Precarious spot if he can close it out. Oh, what a brave challenge from Sinji, and he's still alive, but the Clementine, the orange.
I'm not sure if he had his jump there, but even if he did, I don't think he would have been able to mash it before the orange came through. That's Sinji taking game number 2. Here in this best of... This is Winners Finals, so are we best of 5 now?
Yes.
Oh, we are? Okay, word, that's what I figured. I always forget the rules. So many of these rules are always so different. So many of these tri-state tournaments coming through. So, alright. Good old even 1-1. Not too terrible of a position for either of these two to be in. But whoever loses this next game will be in that bad one for sure. Switching to the purple Pac-Man right here with those sleeves and those little kicks on the kicks. Yes, game number 3 going back to Pokemon Stadium 2.
Yeah, it's the home. It's home stadium for everybody arguably in Smash Ultimate, but all the Smash Ultimate players, but in Tri-State especially, this is just, it's the place to be, you know?
Yeah, it's the place to be. I mean, look at all the people that are in the crowd. It's the place to be. Look at all these people, you know?
Gotta love the people.
Yeah. Definitely not social distancing.
No, not here.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if they have to. We'll talk about that later. Let's just wait and get this neutral reset again. Rising neutral air on the part of Delta right there. About a 40% differential between these two players right now. Not committing to the second forward smash right there, knowing he would have eaten even harder of a punish for it. And
Did you see the weave?
Yeah, he drifted around that. That was crazy the way he drifted around that hydrant. Oh, did that eat his jump? It did! It did eat his jump, unfortunately, right before the cherry came out. Oh my god, just popped his way out of that, popped his way out of that up B. My goodness. That is the worst thing that could have happened to you in that situation. Just goes to show, like, how important it is to save your jump in the right spots when you're off the level, man. I mean, I watch, like, Nairo's stream. Believe me, he talks about that so much with the way that he edge guards people.
When you lose your jump, it's time to go in. Here we see Sinji yet again trying to wait out the jump. Good drift on Delta's part, though, to keep Sinji honest off the ledge. Yeah, Delta looks like he's getting just a little bit impatient with some of these conversions. He looks like he's trying to mash out a hit stun. He's trying to come at Sinji from the air, go toe-to-toe. But Pac-Man's fair is just faster. It's just better in so many situations, but hey, good reversal yet again from Delta. Here he is, winning that ledge situation with the reversal, yet the orange. Yeesh.
Yeah, like second time.
Every time it feels like Delta gets something going for him in game 2 and 3. Sinji's able to, especially in game 3, Sinji's able to stuff it out with a move or an option of his own, and that's certainly what Pac-Man is almost built to do from a metagame perspective. Pac-Man stops you from coming in and sets up these walls and sets up his obstacle course, playing that RTS game, as you keep mentioning, full effect.
Now he's got no real reason not to, my friends. He's got pretty much like borderline lapping Delta in percent here because he's all the way up on his second stock. You're definitely going to want to make him be the one to approach here. And it doesn't matter like how good like his options are, like with a neutral air that beats damn near everything in this game. When you're the one who has to approach and your options become linear, it becomes all the more easier to do that. No SDI over to the ledge this time around to be able to get that tech to avoid that situation. This time he's just going to eat it right there. And I gotta agree with you, Ubel. That might be a little sign that Delta is starting to get impatient. If not that, the fact that he's starting to whiff stuff like that, despite beforehand knowing how to get around stuff like that with the Bell Hydrant stunning him off the ledge to the forward smash. Knowing how to get around that before and then messing it up now, it's not only uncharacteristic, signs of an impatient player. We saw that game in the game number 2, that crazy up B. The first up B, he decided to just run off stage and like up B this man forward. How much of a risk that is? That's insane. Because I'm just bringing all that stuff up, my friend, because I agree with you. I think it's proof that Delta is starting to get a little impatient. He's really got to try something else here for game 4.
Yeah, and it's kind of the pinnacle of what happened in that game 3. He's kind of running out of ideas.
No.
Oh no. This is the rough spot. Wow. The rough spot if you are Delta, and if you're any player playing against Sinji. When you start to run out of ideas, run out of options internally for what you think might work against Sinji, that's when he starts to suffocate you. And yeah, that reversal up B worked. But he was at 15, took him to 39. You have to do a lot more than that if you want to try and get Sinji off of balance. And Sinji looks like he's in full Zen mode right now, and understanding exactly how to counterplay Delta Tri, not just Link.
Even with the bomb in hand, and now, oh my goodness. Funny number going, my friend, up a full stock right now. Bomb saving Delta's bacon right there. Just getting him out of that grab. Forward. I keep saying forward. Dash attack. Going to do it right there. It's not a forward dash attack. And now let's see if he'll be able to bring this game back, potentially. He's got the bomb right there on the platform. Not where he wants it, with the hydrant. Perfectly placed. You left Sinji in neutral for a little too long with a hydrant in hands. It's bound to happen.
And there we are, finally seeing the jump away from the grab, not throwing out spot dodge or shield. While Link may be a walking arsenal, he does have to be a little bit more mobile in a matchup like this in order to avoid Pac-Man strings and to, more importantly, avoid getting just routinely grabbed. Kind of poking out with that Nair. I'm always so curious about how Link players can bring this back with a character that can be so sluggish, and it's turnarounds like that, conversions such out of Boomerang are going to be the ace in the hole for Delta Force, something that he hasn't quite shown off quite yet. Good tech, a couple...
Wow, you saw that?
he was too close.
He got caught right in that. This is why I hate Pokemon Stadium 2, is that little spot on each side of it where, like, the wall and, like, your up B are just so close to one another that even with a character who can bounce off his trampoline 3 times, he's not even able to get around it to get to the ledge. He can't slide up the wall. That spot is just such a terrible spot to be in. And now, all of a sudden, this game is even.
Yeah, Sinji might have given Pac-Man a concussion with that wall bounce 3 times over, because this game is getting a lot more even, and a lot quicker.
Yeah, now he knows how Mario feels.
True. Just, you gotta have a thick skull for that, but luckily for Pac-Man, he's all skull, he's all brain.
I was about to say, like, thankfully for Pac-Man, his skull is also his body, which is also his face. But wow, my god, this game even out of nowhere. Delta Tri potentially able to take this one now if he's able to break through the zone and get in. Not committing to anything. Getting that first hit of the back air does true combo into the F tilt to get him back off the level, but he commits with the up smash right there and loses the game for it. You gotta hand it to him. The man was given a second lease on life. He tried to go all the way with it. You can't blame him for not playing all too patient there, my friend. I mean, he thought it was going to confirm right there, just whiffed it a little too early. That's going to do it for Delta in the winner's bracket. Sinji moving on to Grands. My god, what a heartbreaker of a game 4.
And as we can watch the replay here, it wasn't too early. It was too late. He wanted to react to the bomb hitting Pac-Man, which it did, but he was prepared. He was mentally prepared for it to not hit, so he was waiting to see what Sinji would do and trying to get a reversal out of shield.